Hey, good morning, it's Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right, it's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube from Ohio State. Hey, you see it? Just look at it. Can you see it? I traveled all the way up here today. By now, you've probably seen my Justin Fields video. I really think that's gonna work. I really think coming up here and delivering a personal apology to Justin Fields in front of the football gods and everyone else to see, I really think that's gonna help. But yeah, guys, I'm up here at Ohio State today. Let me say something. We're going to do some previews, some game previews for the Saturday games, and I'm going to turn the camera around and walk around and let you guys see the campus. But before we do that, this campus is absolutely huge. I've never seen anything like this before. It's unbelievable. I knew it was a big campus. I mean, you look at a school like UGA, which I'm pretty familiar with, 35, 40, 45,000 students, generally speaking, give or take, right? Over 80,000 students here on this campus. This campus is bigger than some cities that I've been to. It's just unbelievable. It has its own power plant back over here. Maybe I'll show it to you if we get over that way. But a nice campus, though. The stadium was nice. I've walked around the stadium. You can't see any. There's nothing to see in or around the stadium. There's no... some stadiums have statues and things like that. I'll put a few pictures up that I took from walking. I'm not going to walk over there now on video and show you because literally not that much to see. We'll walk through the campus a little, though. I'll turn the phone around like I did the other day at Marshall and talk about some of these games coming up on Saturday. All right, we'll turn around, walk back this way, but might as well start with the Ohio State game first. They play on the road this weekend at Illinois. I think they're about a 4-touchdown favorite. They'll win by 40. There's some people with some questions about Ohio State, some legitimate questions. Their defense has not played great. I mean, let's just be real. Their defense has not played great this year, particularly the secondary, and pressuring the quarterback has been a little bit of an issue at times. They lost a ton of talent last year, but that's no excuse, right? We look at teams like Alabama, LSU, Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma, whatever. These teams that recruit in the top 5 every single year. Well, you lose somebody. Good thing you got a 4 or 5-star guy to replace them, right? So I'm not here to make excuses. Defense has not been what it has been at Ohio State. Justin Fields, of course, coming off probably his worst game at Ohio State, the 3-interception game last week against a top 10 Indiana team. Still won the game 42-35. They got to tighten up their defense if they've got eyes on a national title. I mean, you look at some teams, Alabama, Clemson, even a team like Florida, or hell, Texas A&M would probably light that defense up. Now, Ohio State's offense, I think, equally capable of scoring on anybody in the country, but defense got to get better. This is a good week to do it against a bad Illinois team. Lovie Smith, head coach, the Black Santa Claus. Illinois doesn't have enough to keep up with Ohio State. Give me Ohio State. Shout out to the Buckeyes and lay the points. All right, Kentucky and Florida. This game's in Florida. Florida's a 24.5-point favorite in this one. You know what? I'm going to take Kentucky. Of course, I think Florida will win. But Kentucky's a strange team to play against. No, they're not very good, but you look at the Kentucky-Georgia game, and I know that Georgia doesn't have an offense anywhere near what Florida does. That's not what I'm saying. But if you just look what Kentucky likes to do, they like to play keep away. Now, they're not going to score much, even on Florida's defense, but they'll chew clock up. Their defense is good enough, I think, to get a few stops on Florida and keep this a 3-touchdown game. I think Kyle Pitts will be back this week for Florida, which obviously will help. He's one of, if not the best players in all of college football. Sorry, I got distracted there. Anyway, so I think Florida will win. I don't think it'll be that close of a game. I wouldn't be surprised if Florida blows them out. But for the purposes of this video and picking against the spread, give me Kentucky and the 24.5. Oh my God, okay. Penn State and Michigan. I don't know that there's a game that looked so big in the summertime and has turned out to be so insignificant, irrelevant, inconsequential, boring. I don't even know that very many people will watch this game. Two of the most disappointing teams in all of college football. and they're playing each other this weekend, and Michigan is about a 1 or a 2 point favorite over on betnow.eu. Don't forget to check out betnow.eu. They've been sponsoring me for a couple of years. If you guys want to try to make some money on any of these games this weekend, go to betnow.eu. Enter the promo code UncleLou when you get signed up. They'll give you a bonus on your first deposit. But so Michigan's a 1 or a 2 point favorite. Man, can Penn State go winless? I mean, God, I've been saying this since they were 0-2. I was like, okay, they're not as good as we thought they were. In fact, they might even be bad. But no way they go 0-3. Then they go 0-3. Then I said the same thing. No way they can go 0-4. Well, then they went 0-4. So, I mean, Michigan to me has looked better than Penn State. I'm not going to lie. Michigan has looked better than Penn State to me. I'm taking Michigan to win this game. I think they've gotten better quarterback play. And at least they have a win under their belt. I'm starting to wonder if Penn State isn't just going through the motions at this point. I mean, it's just been hard to watch Penn State. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched very much Penn State because it's been so hard to watch. They've just been an embarrassment. Can we get some rims and nets on these hoops, please? What is this? They take the damn nets down? Come on, Ohio State. Anyway, so I can't pick Penn State to win, and basically that's what you have to do if you take Penn State in this game. 1.5 is not a whole lot of points. If you take Penn State, you're basically saying you think Penn State's going to win the game. I can't pick Penn State to win a game right now, especially against a team as talented as Michigan. Yes, I know Michigan has struggled. I know all about their record, the losses, the disappointment year after year. I get it. But they're still talented. I mean, they've been better than Penn State. Penn State's been horrible. So I don't know. Give me Michigan in that one. All right, Pitt at Clemson. Clemson's favored by 23.5. Trevor Lawrence is back. Of course, he was supposed to be back last weekend, but we all know what happened with that. Florida State decided they didn't want to play the game. So Trevor Lawrence has been, it seems like forever since he's played, doesn't it? He missed those 2 games when he tested positive for corona, and then when he could come back, Florida State canceled. So it's been a long time since we've seen him. We'll see him this weekend. He's got to be itching to play and play well. Now, I personally think the Heisman Trophy has passed Trevor Lawrence by through no fault of his own. I think he's just missed too many games, and what Kyle Trask and Mac Jones are doing is just insane. So I think it's over for him. But he may think he has a chance, and if he does, he's got to go out and put up basically 400 yards a game, 4 or 5 touchdowns. I mean, he's just got to play insane. Can he do it? Well, he can. Will he? I don't know. Will Dabo play him the whole game? I don't know. Dabo's pissed off. He's been going back and forth with... what the hell is this? Oh, this must be an indoor pool. That looks like those things they stretch across a pool, doesn't it? I guess. I don't know what the hell that is. Nor do I particularly care. Anyway, I'm going to take Clemson to win this one. Dabo's mad. He's been yelling at Florida State all week. Florida State's been barking back. I think Clemson's going to come out and dominate this game. Pitt's not a terrible team, but they're kind of your typical ACC team. You know, they just sort of float around the middle. Maybe they win 6 games a year. Maybe they win 7. They're just one of those typical ACC-type teams that are stuck in the middle there. Give me the tater and lay the points. All right, the Iron Bowl. And Nick Saban and the Gumps are 24-point favorites in this one. I just think that's too high for this game. Obviously, Alabama is a much better team than Auburn this year. Auburn has struggled. Auburn is not nearly as good as their record indicates. I keep getting comments on my ranking video I do every Monday about why I don't at least have Auburn in the top 25, somewhere 20 to 25-ish. And yes, if you look at their record, you would probably think they deserve to be ranked somewhere in the 20 to 25 range. The problem is, that's not Auburn's record according to me. I know that's officially their record. Auburn has 2 losses that they were given wins by the referees. Now, it is what it is, and 10, 15, 20 years from now, whatever, when we look back at this season, no one will remember or care that, Auburn finished 7-3 or 6-4 or whatever instead of 4-6 in the coronavirus year. No one will remember, no one will care. But I care when it comes to ranking Auburn, and I care when it comes to picking games that they're involved in. They're just not as good as their record would indicate. However, this is a rivalry game. I know it's in Tuscaloosa, and the success that Gus Malzahn and Auburn have had against Nick Saban has tended to come in Jordan Hare and Auburn. And like I said, in no way at all do I expect Auburn to win this game or really even be competitive. Maybe Alabama's up by 28. Auburn scores a garbage touchdown or something in the fourth quarter, makes it a 21-point game. I don't know. I probably won't place money on this game because I do think if Alabama puts the pedal to the metal for 4 quarters, they could beat Auburn by 30 or more. I think they're that much better. I mean, you guys have heard me say it, but I think Alabama's the best, most complete team in all of college football this year and on their way to a national title, most likely. But I'm going to take Auburn in the points in the Iron Bowl. How about Rutgers at Purdue in basically a pick'em type game? I'm going to take Purdue here. Now, they got robbed last week out of a win against Minnesota. The referees took that game away from them for no reason. That was a terrible call, pass interference in the end zone with less than 30 seconds to go. That would have given Minnesota the win. Rondale Moore finally played last week, looked amazing, but by no means is he Purdue's only weapon. Rutgers has overperformed, exceeded expectations already this year under first-year coach for the second time around, Greg Schiano. And I do think Rutgers could win this game. Apparently, a lot of people think Rutgers could win this game. That's why the line is so close. Like I said, it's a pick'em. I'm just going to go with the team that I think is more talented and has been playing together longer in Purdue. Schiano, of course, that's a big medical center right there. Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. And I've seen probably 10 buildings that size around here that say Ohio State Medical Center. Anyway. The basketball stadium, I'm not going to walk over there now. It's on the other side of the football stadium there. And then back over that way, there's a lot of campus stuff too. That probably would have been better to walk around and film over there. But anyway, it's too far for me to walk now, so you're going to get to see whatever I see. Anyway, I'm going to take Purdue in a close one. How about LSU and Texas A&M? Texas A&M's a 14.5-point favorite. And my God, this almost seems like the start of the season for Texas A&M, doesn't it? It's been forever since they played it. How long has it been since Texas A&M's played a game? I think they had 3 off weeks in a row because of cancellations and postponements and rearrangements and, you know, COVID and yada, 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 whatever. It's been a long time. A long time. LSU, talented, but can't get out of its own way this year. Just things started off bad for LSU. They've gotten a little bit better. I mean, they haven't looked nearly as bad as they did week 1 since then, but rotating quarterbacks, players opting out. Texas A&M's got to be ready to play again. Are they going to be a little rusty? I don't know. Texas A&M still has a shot at the playoffs, by the way. They're sitting on just with 1 loss. And that 1 loss was to Alabama. Now, they're not going to make the SEC title game. But, you know, I don't know. Well, you know, the Big 12 is out. What if the Pac-12 gets eliminated and Notre Dame gets eliminated somehow, or Clemson, either one? Texas A&M could find a way into the playoffs. I don't know that it'll happen. I mean, when they lost to Alabama, it wasn't even close. I mean, they got blown out. They lost by 28. That won't happen here against LSU. I think Texas A&M is going to come out ready to go. It may be a little bit rusty early on. Kellen Mond's going to have to play a good game to cover this 14.5. I think he'll do it. I'm starting to come around on Kellen Mond. I've been hard on Kellen Mond the last couple of seasons because he's just been so inconsistent. But he's played pretty well this year in almost every game. I mean, he lit Florida up, but who hadn't? Well, Georgia, but everyone else did. I don't know. I can't buy LSU anymore. I think sort of like Penn State. Now, LSU hasn't had a season quite as bad as Penn State, but like Penn State, I feel like LSU has thrown the towel in. I just do. I don't know what LSU is playing for at this point. Give me Texas A&M, late of 14.5. One last look at Ohio Stadium, the horseshoe. They say it looks like a toilet bowl if you look at it from the sky. And man, I wish this was unlocked Hadn't you always wanted to go up in one of these? These are the things, you know, the coaches, I guess, or the coordinators, whoever, they stand way up there, or up there in that tower, and you know, and they watch everybody practice or whatever. Hadn't you always wanted to go up? It looks like one of those, what are they called? Smokey the Bear things in the woods where you look for forest fires. No forest fire at Ohio State this year, unless you want to classify their defense as a forest fire. Anyway, Georgia at South Carolina. Revenge game. A revenge game for Georgia. Epic loss last year for Georgia in this game. One of the worst games Fromm played. He had 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and a fumble. Our defense only gave up 1 touchdown, and we still lost. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. South Carolina acted like they won the Super Bowl. They desecrated the stadium. They tore the hedges up out of the ground. And unfortunately for them, revenge is a dish that's best served cold. And tomorrow, it's going to be freezing because Georgia's going to come up there and put an absolute beating on the Gamecocks. They're favored by 21. Everybody wants to know, was it a fluke with JT Daniels? Was it a fluke? 401 yards, 28 of 38, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Was it a fluke? No, it wasn't a fluke. Is he going to do that every week? No. Both things can be true. Both things are true. Georgia's going to have to run the ball better this week. I think they did last week, and I think they will. Carolina is in the boat with teams, I think, like LSU and Penn State, who have basically given up, in my opinion. They've got no reason to play. Their coach has been fired. Mike Bobo's not getting the job. He went out last week and got absolutely humiliated. So they have no chance in this game. I'm going to take Georgia and lay to 21. And no, I do not pick Georgia every week in these prediction videos. I've been about 50-50 this year on picking Georgia against the spread. Some weeks I pick Georgia to cover, some weeks I don't. So I don't just automatically pick Georgia just because I'm a Georgia fan. I just think Georgia, you look at them last week, a close win over Mississippi State, JT Daniels' debut at quarterback. I think he'll be more comfortable this week. And I know what you're saying. Well, how could he be more comfortable? Look at the numbers. There's other things to being quarterback besides throwing the ball. You know, getting the offense in and out of the right plays, the right running plays, audibles, the speed and the pace at which the offense operates, all those kinds of things. A lot more goes into playing quarterback than purely throwing the ball. Obviously, had a great day throwing the ball. I would love for that to happen again. I would also love to rush for more than 8 yards for the entire game. I would also love to rush for more than 0.3 yards per carry. We'll see. I think we will. The defense, hell, I'd like to see the defense play better. There's a long list of things I would like to see happen in this game. You know, obviously I want to see Georgia win, but besides that, I want to see improvement in those areas. Running the ball, defense, secondary, sack the quarterback. Forget all this stuff about just getting pressure on the quarterback. Anyway, I'm excited. I want to see JT Daniels play again. I want to see what he can do his second time out. I'm going to be back in Huntington tomorrow. I know a lot of people said go eat at Roosters here in Columbus, and I might do that. But there's actually a Roosters in Huntington right across from the hotel I'm staying at. So I might go there and watch the Georgia game tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to stream some tomorrow too. We'll see what I put together. But anyway, that's the predictions. Make yourself some money and have a good morning.